My name's Ralph Dartford. I'm here to do this filming because 2.5 years ago I was a resident here at Linwood. I was in serious trouble through extreme drug use, primarily cocaine and crack. I got myself into a terrible state. It's been going on for years secretly. I hid it from my family and my loved ones, colleagues, and it got to the point. The reason how I ended up here on the day I ended up here was a Monday morning. I'd been out really in trouble all weekend, and my partner then, her name's Jackie, she had been out all weekend herself, and she came back on that Monday morning and then saw me in the most horrific state, shaking, crying, and she said, "I'm taking you somewhere." This is as much as I can remember of it. And she contacted this place, and within an hour of Jackie arriving home and seeing me, I was here in this place. I remember Graham was on duty here that morning, and I was in a mess. He kind of sorted me out, really, took my things from me and put me to my room, and I kind of slept really badly. Jackie was in a terrible state, in tears and crying. She what the hell was she doing, putting me in a place like this? The responsibility for someone to take that control, to make that intervention on someone is a tough thing to do, and I've learned that through subsequent experience, really. And I was taken to my room, and I kind of fell asleep lightly. I didn't fall asleep deeply. And I kind of woke up, and when I woke up, I didn't want to be here at all. I was upset, really upset to people. I think I was probably aggressive and rude. I had none of the things I like around me. I didn't have I'm a great reader and I write, so I didn't have any books around me. I didn't have a radio around me. I'm obsessed with radio. I have been ever since I was a child. And I kind of made a request, can I get these things? And Jackie came back late that day and brought these things in with me, and it was incredible because I was slightly more conscious then of what was going on. It was incredibly emotional. And I think Lynn, who runs this place, really, lots of people run this place, but she kind of oversees everything. She came into my room as well and kind of spoke to me, and I was very angry. And I was up here for a week this is a detox unit where we're in here. This is kind of one of the lounges. And there was 2 or 3 people up here at the beginning, and I did not want to associate with them at all. My immediate feeling was, I'm better than you. I'm not like you. You're an addict. I've just got a problem with drugs. I really didn't want to talk to anyone. And for the first week here, you get a lot of time on your own to just be quiet and get these horrible drugs that are in your body out of you. I just kept myself to myself, and I was angry. I spent a lot of nights walking up and down the corridors, even though I was kind of medicated to relax, but I couldn't. I found it. I didn't want to be here. This was alien to me. But everyone here was really nice. I remember everyone here was so nice and kind, and they wanted the best for you. The staff here were just amazing, and I was quite rude to them, and I hope I've made that up to them in the intervening couple of years since I've come back occasionally. And then in the second week, you go downstairs, which is that's where the real work starts, where you start examining why you're like this and admitting that you have a problem. And I thought that was going to be a breeze. Oh yeah, just go and chat to everyone. That's what I do. I talk. My word. It was busy down there. There was 8 or 9 of us. I was going to be down there for 3 weeks, and it got busier as we went along. And for the first few days, God, I hated it. I was really, I was like a naughty schoolboy. I wanted to disagree with everyone. Every one of the methods, again, I thought I was better than everyone else here. I thought I was better than the therapist, to be honest. Really arrogant, and I kind of, after about 2 days we were talking, I had to write something down. I had to write a little bit about my life story, and I got read it out. And I was really angry about reading this out because I had to tell the truth. Yeah, I understood that. And I was crying, and I was really angry, and I was shouting at other people. And I think one of the therapists, she took me aside during a coffee break, and she said, "Don't leave. Don't leave here. I think it's going to be important for you." Because I wasn't going to leave, but I kind of wanted to leave. And kind of after that, the penny dropped. It was incredible, actually. I'm not going to name her name because I don't want to embarrass the therapist, but what she said was kind of pivotal, really, and my attitude changed straight away, and I kind of dived into what the process of examining yourself and looking at yourself and talking to other residents here who weren't inferior to me, or I wasn't superior to them. We were all the same, from many different walks of life, many stories, many issues that took them to this point in their life where they were being so destructive. And I learned so much very, very quickly, and took on other people's help, who wanted to help me, both the staff here and people who were residents here, and me them. And you know what, I ended up loving it. It was probably the most, well, I know it for sure, without question, it was the most valuable 3 weeks I've ever had in my life. It was amazing. It was funny. It was deeply moving, deeply revealing about myself. And when it came time to leave, which is an interesting position to be in, because you're here for a certain amount of time, and you are wonderfully looked after by people, and your fellow residents who become your friends, and they look out for you. But then you have to leave, and a whole different set of choices open up to you. And I left, and I found it difficult. And I relapsed a couple of times horrifically. Every time I relapsed, I knew it wasn't like before, where I just had some drugs and feel rubbish. Well, this time I felt I was really letting myself down and others. There were people I loved, and I know people who loved me. I was letting them down, and it didn't happen. So it stopped happening, and it just carried on. And I took on all the things that I learned here about myself and how to recover, and connected with other people. I learned, and it's well known in the recovery business, or that the opposite of addiction is connection. It saved my life, Linwood. It's the most amazing place. It's the most amazing place. If you're struggling, if you really, and you know you've got a problem, the value of coming and that kind of almost I did surrender. I said, I knew I needed help. But if you know you're really struggling, and places like Linwood will save your life if you want your life saved, and that's the most important thing. You've got to really want to know and accept that something is wrong. I knew something was wrong. I found it difficult to accept in my early days here, and then it all changed. But if you struggle and you know you want help, really investigate coming to a place like this. It will save your life. And if you're the loved one or a relative or partner or child or a grown up, and you know that someone you love is in real trouble, and you may want to think about talking to a place like this to see what can be done. Once you're done here, you know, you can come back here anytime you want to whether you want to stay here or just come back here for a day and be in the classes and the seminars where you learn about recovery, you learn about yourself, and you get to talk to people who are exactly the same as you. As I think I said earlier, it's addiction across all its forms, whether it's alcohol, drugs. It doesn't matter if you're a millionaire, it doesn't matter if you're on the street, you've all got that thing that's in common. You're addicted to something. It can be stopped. And places like this help you to stop it, whether you are struggling or you know someone who's struggling, and you know that's it's long short. It's an answer. It's an answer. Yeah.